It was a quiet night in the newly formed Watcher's household. Quiet, but not without its quirks. In the corner, a blaze of color burst across the glowing screen. On the couch next to her brother, a girl sat curled up in a chair, buried in a book as thick as a brick. There was Zack, gripping his controller, eyes locked to his brand new game, Fireshot. As fire flameworks erupted across the television, Zack with excitement grinning wide as the flames filled the screen.
Whoa, look at that! The Fireshot's special. Man, if I could do that move for real, I'd be unstoppable.
He leapt back, arms flailing, spinning like the hero on the screen. But his imagination wasn't the only thing catching fire. A spark snapped from his fingertips, raced down his pajama pants, and with a hiss and a pop, Zack cried out in dismay.
Oh man, why always the butt?
And then there sat Lily, glasses sliding down her nose, brow furrowed, as she read the book titled Light and Energy and Harnessing the Invisible. Lily said thoughtfully, her eyes scanning the page.
Energy flows like waves. Light bends when it passes through glass or water. If that's true, maybe I can bend it around me like a shield.
From across the room, Zack shouted again, louder than the game itself. Zack said boastfully, pointing at the screen.
Hey Lil, check this out. Fireshot just did the coolest move. Flame spinning everywhere. That's gonna be my move one day.
Lily said firmly, her voice sharp with logic.
Or you could actually practice your own powers instead of pretending to be some video game superhero.
Zack said defensively, puffing his chest.
Hey, Fireshot's basically me. Same powers, same style. I just need to learn his moves.
And as he spoke, the air in the corner of the room began to shimmer. Embers curled, sparks crackled, and there was a sudden burst of fire. And then Scorch appeared, his arms stretched wide, bowing through the flame as if he was the star of the show. And close behind him drifted Fizz, a radiant ripple of pink, and small sparkling eyes darting with the light. Scorch said proudly, his voice booming with fire and flare. El Zacco, magnifico! The way you announce your moves, bold, fearless, fiery. It reminds me of my own days as a young flame. Every strike, every blast, every ole shouted to the skies. Then Zack said with wide-eyed wonder.
You mean shouting my moves can actually make them stronger?
Scorch said with conviction, thumping his chest. Ah, of course, a warrior who names his strike gives it power. Words carry fire, Zack. El Zacco, mi amigo. Confidence is the fuel that feeds the flame. And so, guided by the flame and glow, the children of destiny stepped into the dark. Beyond the garden gate, beneath the vault of stars, they entered the Watcher's sanctum. Crystal spires rose like frozen lightning, bending starlight into shimmering rivers that danced above their heads. Scorch pointed proudly towards a silver sphere, glowing as though it carved through living moonlight. Scorch said with booming pride, Behold, Nino, a creation of pure magic, too hot, and it melts, too cold, and it shatters. Only balance will hold it steady. Zack said confidently, stepping towards with fire in his eyes.
Balance? Easy. Fireshot's got this.
So he thrust his palm forward, fire leapt out, roaring like a beast unleashed. The sphere staggered, glowing red, molten streaks dripping onto the floor. Scorch said with urgency, Oh no, Zack, too hot! So Zack tried again, softer now. His flame sputtered like a dying candle. The sphere trembled, crackled, and shattered into glittering shards. Scorch said sternly, Oh no, Zack, too cold! So Zack steadied his breath, his fists tightened, his brow furrowed, and he thrust his hands out once more. This time, fire poured out steadily, strong and sure. The silver sphere glowed bright, balanced in perfect harmony. It held firm for 3-4 shining seconds. Scorch said with wild delight, sparks bursting out of his body as he spun. El Zacco, by the stars, Nino, you have done it! Balance, control, yes! He struck a heroic pose, flames flaring high, and he shouted, I am El Scorcho, and his name would be Scorch. I still never agreed to that name, and still nobody called him what he wanted to be called. I am just regular Scorch. His name would be just regular Scorch. We won't talk later, we won't do anything, his name will be Scorch. We agreed to that in the contract. One day, Mr. Narrator, we will talk later, and the stars themselves will reap my name. I'm sure they will. Then it was Lily's turn. She raised her watch, a soft pink glow spilling into the air. A faint shimmer of light began to form in front of her, thin as glass, trembling like water on the verge of breaking. Her shield flickered once, then collapsed into a faint pop. Lily said with frustration,
Why can't I hold it?
Fizz darted around her head, wings buzzing, voice soft but urgent.
You can't just know what to do, Lily. You have to feel it. Feel the shield. Let it be more than light. Let it be you.
For a heartbeat, the shimmer returned, brighter this time, wrapping her in a soft pink arc of light. But the moment doubt touched her mind, it cracked and vanished into sparks. Lily said with a brief sense of accomplishment.
Did you see that? I really felt it for a second.
Fizz said gently, landing on Lily's shoulder.
That's it. You're close. Next time, don't just make a shield. Believe. It's already there.
And so the training pressed on. Fire flared, light flickered, and doubt wrestled with hope. Then far away, through the crooked towers and broken spires, shadow writhed like snakes. This was Morvane's castle, a citadel of gloom, where even the torches burned reluctantly. Upon his throne of iron sat Morvane, his cloak draped like storm clouds, his purple watch pulsed with a corrupted light. Morvane said darkly, his voice echoing through the halls. Yes! Power gathers like a storm at my command. Soon all will tremble before me. Morvane, master of shadows, lord of corruption, terror of... But just then, a flutter of tiny wings cut through his speech. Merc drifted forward, clutching a steaming mug with both hands. Merc said timidly, holding a cup aloft. Your hot chocolate, sir? I'm afraid there's only the little square marshmallows again. Morvane said with a strange smile, waving his cloak. Marshmallows matter not, Merc. A conqueror of worlds does not concern himself with confections. And then he sipped, his lips tightened, his eyes narrowed. Morvane said under his breath bitterly, Still, Merc, I like the marshmallow minis better. The round ones melt smoother. Merc said cheerfully, tilting his head. Perhaps, sir, I could craft them myself, sir. Perfectly round, hand-rolled. Morvane said with a weary sigh. They're not the same, Merc. Last time they tasted like your hands. Merc said simply. Yes, sir, you're right, sir. Morvane coughed and flung his cloak wide and thundered again. Come along, Merc. And bring my lozenges. You know I need to take 4 a day in the morning or I have to use my puffer and I can't find it. Okay, and now enough is enough. To business. The Carnival of Fairies. Bright, noisy, foolish. Their lanterns float, their rides spin, their laughter pollutes the night. And their leader, Thimblewick, I don't like that name. Smug, sparkling Thimblewick, his crown of leaves shall wither, his shiny silk shall sour. His wings shall blacken, and one by one I'll twist them into an army of shadows, and the carnival of corruption will be bound to me, Merc. Bound to me, Merc. I said it'll be bound to me, Merc. Now give me another lounger. I'm starting to lose my wind here. Then Merc said softly under his breath, Almost as sweet as round marshmallows, sir. Morvane said with fury, his eye twitching, I told you, Merc, do not mention the marshmallows. The hall trembled with his laughter, half menace, half wounded pride, yet beneath it, a spark of fondness for his bumbling little companion could not quite be hidden. Now back to the sanctum, where the children trained still, weary and wobbly, when suddenly their watches began to glow. Lily said with alarm, staring at her wrist.
Zack, look! Your watch!
Zack said in awe, holding his arm high.
Yours too.
Fizz said urgently, darting in between them.
It's the summons. Another world is calling for help. It's the Carnival of Fairies.
Scorch said with glee, sparks leaping as he sprang into the air. Yes, at least they shall witness El Scorcho. And still, nobody... Wait, let me guess, you're gonna say, and still, nobody called him that. Scorch said, with heartbreak staggering backwards. Oh, mi amigo, the cruelty. One day the stars themselves will sing my name. Then the glow of watches swelled into a circle of light. Beyond it shimmered strange colors, the sound of laughter, of bells, of music in the wind. With hand in hand, the children stepped through, leaving the sanctum behind and entering a world of wonder. Through the portal they stepped into a light, into laughter, into a carnival of magic, where lanterns floated like butterflies and fireflies, rides spun on the clouds of starlight, music chimed from nowhere and everywhere at once. Fairies fluttered in every direction, their wings like prisms, their bodies whimsical, slender from waist to brow, stout in muscle from waist to toe. Above their heads fluttered Thimblewick, crowned with curling leaves, cloaked in silk spun from spider thread. Thimblewick said warmly, spreading his arms wide,
Welcome there, noble watchers. You honor the carnival with your
But before he could finish, two sprites zipped in, buzzing like quarrelsome bees. The first twin said quickly,
I agree!
The second twin said in reply, crossing his arms,
And I agree to disagree.
And yes, the infamous agree to disagree twins. One would always agree and the other would always disagree to disagree, and the only way, no wait, then they must agree to disagree unless they agree to agree, or perhaps, oh confound it, I refuse to waste another breath on these baffling beings. Okay, and as if summoned by confusion, shadows split across the carnival square. Cold spilled through the lights. Morvane appeared in a swirl of smoke, arms stretched wide. Then Morvane said with sinister delight,
Step right up, fair folk. Step right up for the greatest show of sorrow, the Carnival of Corruption.
Merc said softly from behind him, still carrying a mug.
Another hot chocolate, sir, but still square marshmallows. I'm sorry.
Morvane's face twitched, his watch glowing with dark power. He snapped his wrist and a purple light struck the mug, shattering it and boiling the water and turning it into smoke in Merc's tiny hands. Morvane said with a roar, Enough! Let the rides twist, let the wings blacken, let the joy rot into fear. And so the corruption spread. Fairies shrieked as their wings shriveled. The carousel buckled, its horses twisted into clawed beasts. The glittering diamond ride stuttered, tore itself free, sprouted legs of crystal, and roared with a jagged light. Zack said bravely, charging forward,
Fire shot move number 1, the flaming strike.
Flames roared from his hands, but they burnt too hot. The heat bounced away from the diamond creature like sparks on a glass. He tried again, softer, but too cold. The fire fizzled, scattering harmlessly, except a few flames managed to find the way back to Zack's pants.
I can't believe it. The butt again?
Lily said firmly, her arms spread wide.
Hold on, I'll block them.
Then she wove a shield of light, but it cracked at once, shattering under the crushing weight of the corrupted fairies. Lily said in brief panic,
They're too strong. I can't hold them.
Fizz said fiercely, darting into the fray.
Get back! I've got this one!
As she rammed a corrupted carousel horse aside, Scorch spun in a spiral of fire, blasting a shadow of Ferris wheel gears. Yet for every beast beaten back, 2 more surged in. The tide grew too strong. Enemies swarmed faster than Zack could even focus. His fire sputtered, wild and unsteady. And then Lily closed her eyes. She stopped thinking, she stopped planning, and she finally felt it. Lily said with a new strength in her voice ringing with power.
No more breaking. No more fear. I will hold.
Her force field roared into being. Vast, bright, unbreakable, it stretched across the carnival, halting the shadows in their tracks. For the first time, the enemies could not reach them behind the shield. Zack stood free. No distractions, no fear, just fire. Zack said with a fierce belief, clenching his fists.
I'm not fire shot, I'm Zack. And the flame obeys Me!
He was balanced at last. His fire burned true. He struck a diamond beast on the head, flame-pierced crystal, cracked it, shattered it, until the monster burst apart in a rain of harmless sparks. The carnival shook. Corruption peeled away. Fairies blinked in a wonder, their wings bright once more. Rides reformed, shining and harmless. But from the shadows came Morvane's snarl. Morvane said with fury,
No! No! You will not spoil my fun so easily!
So he lashed his wrist, purple light seizing a fairy mid-flight, wrapped in the shadow and dragged it screaming into the void.
My army grows, and this is only the beginning. Come along, Merc!
With a swirl and a whirl of his cloak, he vanished. Far away in the gloom of his crooked fortress, Morvane stormed into his hall, his cloak dragging and leaving a shadow, the purple watch upon his wrist pulsing faintly, still humming with the stolen power of a captured fairy. Morvane said in a low, shimmering growl, They grow too quickly, those children. Their powers fester, swelling like fire beneath stone, waiting to erupt, too deep, too strong, too soon. But no matter, I will be ready when it blooms.
Were you talking to me, sir?
Darn it, Merc. You know I have to do my mirror work. I won't be able to say it in person when other people do it. I get nervous stage fright, okay? Let me do what I'm doing and leave me alone. But his rant broke into a sudden storm of coughs. He clutched his chest, wheezing and sputtering. Morvane said with a rasping demand.
Merc, lozenges! Bring me my lozenges! And a glass of water. I'm thirsty.
Merc fluttered forward, wings buzzing nervously. He carried another mug in his tiny claws. Merc said with eager pride,
Yes, sir, and this time I found them. Round marshmallows, little perfect clouds.
Then Morvane froze. His glare softened. If only for a heartbeat, he plucked a marshmallow from the steaming surface and rolled it between his sharp fingers. Morvane said with reluctant delight,
At last, Merc. Soft, round, perfect.
He popped it into his mouth, chewed slowly, then snapped his cloak around with sudden force, covering his softened grin with a shadow of fury.
Don't think this sweetens my mood, Merc. The Watchers have won the battle. But the war has only begun. The carnival will dance to my tune, and when it comes, the world will bow! Maybe I should stop laughing for a minute.
The crooked halls echoed with his laughter, dark, jagged, broken by coughs, and still, in the pauses between, there lingered the sound of Merc slurping coca.
Delicious! I love it!
And so the portal closed, and the Carnival of Fairies faded into memory. The Watcher's living room was quiet once more, or at least as quiet as it could be, for Zack had already returned to his game. Zack said triumphantly, mashing the buttons with blazing pride.
Ha, sweet! Lily, did you see that? Fire shot's great, sure, but my brand new supercharged flame Zack move, fire shot, wouldn't stand a chance.
Lily said with a sharp little sigh, her voice firm and unimpressed.
Unbelievable.
And so the night ended as it had begun, with laughter, light, and a hint of destiny still glowing on their wrists. For though the children had triumphed, far darker shadows stirred beyond the veil, and the story of the Watchers had only just begun.